Now Patty Jenkins. Yes, I chose the cutout little image of her, looking very beautiful, because she is very beautiful. Patty Jenkins, very beautiful, very voluptuous in that that image right there. I was like, yeah, hey, it's a good dress. What can I say? But Patty Jenkins. So let me pull it up right here. Let me see, profile. Okay, so I forgot to pull up the article, but I'll find it. I'll find it right here. But yeah, Patty Jenkins apparently not directing Cleopatra anymore. That's starring Gal Gadot. So here it is right here. It says from Deadline, Gal Gadot, her Cleopatra pick at Paramount, since Falcon and the Winter Soldier Carrie Skogland to direct as Patty Jenkins moves into producing role. Okay? This all makes sense because, I don't know, it was like when she got announced for Rogue Squadron, it was like, okay, she's got a Cleopatra movie and a Wonder Woman 3. How is she going to do all this? And I thought, I'm like, there's no way that she's going to do Wonder Woman 3. There's just no way. And then all of a sudden we got that rumor that she kind of got dropped out of Star Wars Rogue Squadron, and that got delayed indefinitely. Who knows what's going to be happening with that, but yeah, so we got somebody new that's going to be doing this. So following the massive success of directing Marvel series The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Carrie Skogland looks to have found her next film project and will be teaming up with another superhero star in the process. Sources tell a Deadline that Skogland is set to direct Paramount's Cleopatra starring Gal Gadot. Skogland steps in for Patty Jenkins, who was attached to direct and is pivoting to a producing role. Jenkins fell off as director so she could focus on her next two projects, Wonder Woman 3 and Star Wars Rogue Squadron. So all this stuff, I did a whole stream about it. Apparently, if Deadline is correct here, she's still going to be directing Rogue Squadron. Who knows, right? A lot of information comes out. Some of it's bullshit. Well, I guess we'll see. But Paramount won the rights, of course, blah, 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 blah. So Cleopatra, they just talk about all that. So there you go. So it's very, 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 very interesting. So, and it makes sense. So, as much as we would love for these directors to be like super people, superheroes, like, we want Zach to direct Rebel Moon and Planet of the Dead and Justice League 2 and 3. And we want it all in like 3 years. Can that be achievable? No! Of course not. We all would love that, obviously. And trust me, I'm sure they would love to give that to us. But there's just no way you can do that. And this sounds like it's going to be more legit than maybe even that Rogue Squadron thing. I don't know. When there was like, if it's delayed indefinitely, maybe they're just kind of going like, hey, let's just put a pause on it. Let's figure it all out. Hopefully they still want her to do that, because I'm kind of curious of how she takes Rogue Squadron and, that whole spinoff from the Star Wars universe. Sure. But the fact that she's moving into a producing role for this, that just kind of shows you right there. And that's why I always made when I would always talk about if Zach were to come back to do the Justice League sequels, he would have to move himself into a producing role and couldn't direct and couldn't be full on hands on because he's too busy with over there Netflix. And then I always say, like, they could still use his name. They can still use, I want more. And I love the fact because, Quentin Tarantino has this. He's had this before. But if Zach wasn't directing the sequels and they got other people and it all worked out, it's a tall order, obviously. But if all worked out, it would just be like Zack Snyder presents Justice League 2, Justice League, whatever subtitle you want to put there. You could still use his name for branding. Obviously, Netflix is using his name for branding because when Army of Thieves came out, it was basically like, yeah, they had Zack Snyder's name on the billboards, on the poster and whatnot, even though he didn't direct the movie, but it was still part of his world. But I just think that, yeah, smart that Patty's like, you know what? I want to do Star Wars. I want to do Wonder Woman 3. This biopic with Cleopatra, I might have to just kind of step back a little bit, give it to somebody else, let them operate the ship, let them do that, and I'll just be kind of overlooking it from where I'm at. So, yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen when it comes to Rogue Squadron, if there's going to be an update on what's going on with that, I don't know. I don't think Patty's mentioned anything on her Twitter or anything, so I guess we'll see. But there you go, guys. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting, but it does make sense because it just seemed like there was a little too much. And I think Warner Brothers was kind of like getting on her to be like, hey, we need another Wonder Woman, and we need something better than you gave us last time. last time. Oh, you know, let's face it, the reception for Wonder Woman 84 wasn't the best. I'm sure, is partly mainly what Patty wanted because she did do a good job of representing the old TV show, sure, but it didn't quite work. And then all of a sudden we get Justice League that comes out, and we get, Wonder Woman just being that badass warrior again. And now everybody's kind of going like, can we get more of that version as opposed to the, the happier go lucky, like she swoops in on with her lasso and saves some people, and she's in a mall. Yeah, can we just have her cutting heads off again? Can we do that? We kind of like that a little bit better, I mean, I always said I understood that she wasn't going to have her shield and her sword, specifically the sword, because she's mainly fighting humans. She doesn't want to kill humans. She doesn't, so it made sense. But let's get her fighting a big, huge fucking god, and let's get the Amazons fully back in, and come on, let's just do that, please. Yeah. So, it's just me, but we'll see. She lost to win. Lane, she lost to win. She lost to the wind. Yeah, even though I kind of like that scene, especially when, that Hans Zimmer sword, comes, swells up, it's kind of cool, but yeah, it's just, when you rewatch Wonder Woman 84, the rewatch value is not quite there, where you kind of just go, I don't know, but you watch that first Wonder Woman, great stuff. I can't. I'm not supposed to do this symbol. This means I'm like, I don't know. This means I'm Hitler or something like that. So here, I meant thumbs up.